My question is, look at the numbers, let's get the first reactions and let's keep it going. Pawan Verma of the JDU, actually he represents the JDU point of view. I don't know if Mr. Verma, you're officially with the JDU, but he's the advisor to Nitish Kumar and represents therefore the JDU point of view. And Manoj Jha of the RJD, good evening and welcome. Now Manoj Jha, we are seeing an interesting number there for you. That's 14 seats. Up from 12 in July, a little bit of a sympathy vote perhaps. What do you think?
Arnab, it's not, in fact, talking about it in the sympathy wave kind of cover shall reduce the entire, say, the churning which is going on in Bihar. If 2014 is going to be an election between two antithetical versions of India, I think in Bihar we hold the axis, not the neophytes of secularism. And that somewhere is going down very well within Bihar, that if that kind of secular democratic framework has to be relevant in politics, RJD is the only axis. I was listening to the consoling fiction going on in the studio. In fact, contrary to the belief, today RJD is stronger than ever before in last 8 years, Arnab. And thanks to the kind of process which have been set in motion. And the primary is that people believe that if RSS BJP kind of politics has to be checkmated, it has to be within.
No, you're not getting. You see, 1 minute. You see, in this whole classical definition which you use of the neophytes of secularism, that's a fantastic phrase. But Pawan Verma, you're going to have to find an equally fantastic phrase to counter Manoj Jha. He calls you a neophyte of secularism out there. And I think what Manoj Jha, the mistake that he is making is that he's not getting into the real politic of it. He's looking at it very theoretically. Your party could split. The Congress might split your party, do a deal with the JDU and form a new alliance. That's what we're... That's a script written in stone, we are told, by the Congress party in Delhi, which they haven't told Lalu Prasad formally yet, but he could get the message in prison fairly soon.
Listen to me, Arnab.
Pawan Verma, is that going to happen? Are you going to do the tie-up with the Congress party? Are you open to that?
First, before I answer that question, Arnab, purely commenting because many polls will be held between now and the election, I want to say 3 or 4 things to you quickly. First is that always, in all the previous elections, Nitish Kumar has got some segment of votes from all classes and castes on the count of good governance. Secondly, because of his consistent and verifiable work for a very important segment in Bihar, which is the extremely backwards and the Mahadalits, he will definitely continue to get their support, and together these two segments constitute 35% of the vote or thereabouts. Thirdly, there is now, because of the tremendous amount of work he has done on the ground for the minorities, along with that for the backward classes and the Mahadalits and extremely backward classes, there will be a distinct shift in the perception and support of the minorities in Bihar. As it is, let me just finish, Arnab, I'll take a second.
Cast votes, which is 14%, and that of the Kurmis, which is 3%.
Sir, can I answer that? Can I answer that, Arnab?
The BJP, because you were with the BJP.
Sir, Arnab,
you cannot do it alone. You need somebody with you. And Nitish Kumar himself told me that if the Bihar package is given, then he will be open to a tie-up with the Congress party. He told me this 4 months back.
I am answering your question. I am answering your question, Arnab. I am saying in the last few elections, you will see that it was the BJP that was actually benefiting from its alliance with the JDU. The JDU also benefited. But now, after the break, there has been a great degree of churning in the constituency base of Bihar. And one of the factors there, apart from the solid vote base of the extremely backwards and the Mahadalits, has been the reassessment by the minorities of who is the leader who has both stood for them and also done work on the ground for them, especially the backward among the minorities.
He's happy at his performance and he feels his performance is because they broke up with you. Sudhanshu Trivedi.
I am having an objection.
So, but I haven't answered your question.
Was benefited by the alliance of JDU. I would like to remember in 1995, BJP was having 42 and Samta Party was having 7. For the first time when Nitish Kumar became Chief Minister, BJP was a major party. For the entire tenure of Lalu, BJP was the principal opposition party. And if you look at the seats, we were having 15 Lok Sabha seats and you were having 25 Lok Sabha seats. The seats which were given to BJP were those seats which were having the strong dominance of BJP supported, like Patna, Ara, Chhapra, Darbhanga, Bhagalpur. We do not need the support of JDU to win that. Rather than on those 25 seats, the support base of BJP, which was not enough to win on its own, but was very significant to provide any other party
Precisely.
to win number of seats.
So
this is the actual fact.
No, but you can now, let's get Mr. Keswani of the Congress party, and you're seeing these numbers. If you're a practical politician, you'll say, let's do a rethink. Let's really do a rethink of our strategy in Bihar right now. Let's switch sides. You're going to, the JDU is feeling the pinch of its alliance with the BJP ending. They need someone, you need someone. You are going to get no seats in Bihar. That's what our survey is showing, right?
No, they'll get one.
They'll get one seat.
Meera Kumar.
Now you can choose to get one seat, or you can choose to get the support of 15 to 16 or 20 MPs at the national level. Which one will you choose, Mr. Keswani?
I would say we have already declared
What?
our policy, what is going to be in Bihar.
I don't know that. I don't know what your
Nobody knows your policy.
This policy is very strict. That right now, as of now, we are on our own. Bihar is undergoing serious amount of churning.
What is this churning?
Sir,
And at
in
the end of this
2009
churning,
you were 2, this
so
projection
straight like
says
any
you will
other.
come down
What
to
is this
1.
churning?
On your own, this is what, what is your position in Bihar?
we do not make our political calculations on the basis of psephologists' predictions. We make our political...
you make it. We're seeing some counter. Mr. Rajagopal is countering you. Yes, what's your point?
Mr. Keswani should say Congress should denounce.
He's not going to say what you want him to say.
No, in the sense he is with Lalu Yadav or with Mr. Nitish Kumar. That is simple.
Who is your natural ally in Bihar?
My natural
You have to
ally is
have
the
allies.
poorest of the poor who is on the streets.
No, but the
Congress
Mahadal
party.
is JDU.
Congress
Mahadal is
party.
JDU.
No, to form a government, sir.
You are with whom?
In
You
a
are with Nitish
post-poll
Kumar.
scenario, to form a government, who is your
10,000
ally?
crores you are given. You are with Nitish Kumar or Lalu Yadav?
We have always given whatever we gave to the poorest of the poor.
but
Never to any political party.
No, but the
Please remember that.
EBC and
Whoever is in
Mahadalits-
governance.
The EBC
Manisha Priyam.
No, 2 points. EBC and Mahadalits are with the JDU. And here's a scenario where Ravi Shankar Prasad and Sushil Kumar Modi have the image of a Kejriwal. They are the one who run the Forders Camp case and put Nitish Kumar's Betanor in jail. So here's a clear situation that the plate is empty, but you cannot take it. So either you ally or Sadakat Ashram remains empty. And I was saying it's likely to be liquidated unless ground level realities make you ally for somebody with a clean image.
Well, whatever decision we need to take, I'm sure we have enough wisdom.
I think it's going
in our. We have enough wisdom in our arsenal to let us decide what we want to do.
You know the question
I don't have to decide it on the
Congress
channel.
Chief Minister,
Please,
former
please,
Congress
please let
allies
me
together
complete.
in jail.
No, but
Please
look at,
let me complete.
no, look at Manoj Jha is looking increasingly concerned because Manoj Jha is seeing the writing on the wall. You are about to ditch Lalu and you're almost about saying it. I thought today that what you would have said would have been that Lalu stood with us through thick and thin, through the many times we wanted to form the government, through our troubled times, through the nuclear vote, through other situations. He stood by us and therefore today when Lalu is in jail, we will stand by him. Why is it so difficult for you, Mr. Keswani, to say that simple fact?
I am saying the simple fact
You are not saying
that
it.
political events
No.
are under the process of
No,
change.
so you are admitting the flux. Oh, Hartosh.
Arnab,
You don't want to hear the truth.
Hartosh, no, I'm asking you the question. You're giving me an indirect answer. Hartosh.
Arnab, it is one thing that polls reflect a certain reality, but they also create their own reality. And at the end of this poll and these numbers, there will be question marks about all that is being debated about Bihar. This easy calculation that the RJD may split up, the people who are talking about that will go and do a rethink. And these numbers are indicative of the fact that it is not so simple, that Lalu Yadav is not fading, and people will have to recalculate on that basis.
Arnab, what is very interesting from your figure, I don't know why I'm going back to my RJD thing. What are the RJD figures showing? That Lalu Prasad Yadav's seat share is going up.
And vote share.
From July to October. Why are we assuming that in December it won't go up by another 2 or 3 seats?
Yeah.
Lalu is a formidable player in Bihar today. Because of his imprisonment.
But how long will it last is the bigger question right now. We don't
say
know.
From July to October.
There's one.
No, so what makes Lalu, that's exactly the reason we are discussing this. What makes Lalu attractive from an alliance point of view is because from 18% in the assembly, he goes up to 22%. And the BJP is becoming a big challenge. Therefore, logically, what happens? Do you team up with a party that is continuing to grow, or do you team up with a party which is going to transfer its vote to you? Ashok, very quickly, please.
Frankly, from all accounts, Lalu is hopping mad with the Congress after the ordinance and will not be an easy ally.
But that makes him more dependent as well.
But he has no option. He has no option.
We don't know. We don't know if his vote share goes up. As
Who does he?
No. If as you're suggesting, his vote share goes up, he may see himself as the anti-BJP force. As you are suggesting,
I think what we are not looking at. I think what we are not looking at, and Pawan Verma, I'll ask you this before I wrap up, is that why are we discussing all this? Because there is a party called the Congress, which is a non-player in Bihar. It is virtually not going to get any seats. It's going to get one seat. That party desperately needs support in Delhi. Will it take a risk? The whole question today is, how much of a risk can the Congress party afford to take? Is the Congress party a risk-taking party? I think that's what's going to determine all of this. The Congress spokesperson is not going to reveal much. I thank my panelists here for debating Bihar with us. Pawan Verma, Manoj Jha, thank you very much. Let's move on next to the state of Chhattisgarh.
You are an RJD man today in Bihar.
I'm not.
Given these figures, would you split the party?
Yeah.
Parties are usually not split.
Why would you split the party?
Too early, Vinod.
You are going to win.
Sorry, there are 8 months left for the Lok Sabha elections. 8 months left for the Lok Sabha elections. It's too early. I think that many things are going to happen in Bihar over the next 6 months before the battle lines really take shape.
But one thing that is clear, for the Congress party or not, that all this talk about going it alone in Bihar is a non-starter as far as the Congress is concerned. And as far as the Congress is concerned, they need to come up with a Bihar strategy, just like they went war prepared into Uttar Pradesh. Bihar needs their urgent attention. Otherwise, Congress has lost.
They have given 10,000 crores, Navika. They have given 10,000 crores.
Doing a week is tracking the mood. I'm sure the Congress has its own opinion polls on the ground where they're tracking the mood in Bihar to check where the fortunes of Lalu Yadav are going, up or down.
Well, I'm looking at the number on the screen up there, and we are going to show the UPA and the NDA numbers. Now, we are going to move to Delhi in some time. For all our viewers in Delhi, the total number for Delhi is going to be on our screen right now. But before that, I think, Sanket, we are looking at Chhattisgarh. Exactly. And the story in Chhattisgarh in the assembly elections last year, 2008, the BJP got 40% of the vote share. Yeah. And everybody is talking about Raman Singh's performance being absolutely unstoppable. 11 seats, how is it stacking up?
Definitely. Here, our survey in October 2013 says that they will be down 2 from their 2009 performance, which means the Raman Singh factor will take a slight beating. But as far as the Congress is concerned, they have gains, but not that many. In fact, from our survey in July 2013, they have gone down 1 seat. They are down to, in fact, they have 3 right now and 8. But the vote share and the vote pattern is going to be really the decider.
If this were to be transferred, Jay, if you can just come forward and let's look at the vote share number. If you can come forward and we fire the vote share number for the state of Chhattisgarh. How is it going to impact? If an assembly election were to be held in Chhattisgarh today, though it's a bad comparison to take, looking at the total pie chart out there, and it is showing for the BJP, it's showing
48 for the BJP, 36. If you were to have an assembly election based on these numbers, the BJP would scale something like 54 out of the 90 seats in the Chhattisgarh assembly. They had such a similar tally in 1989. What is really striking about Chhattisgarh is that since 1998, the BJP has kept winning a majority of the MP seats in that state. And it's still retaining, maybe give or take 1 or 2, it's still taking 8 out of 11. That makes it some sort of a party of natural governance in Chhattisgarh.
Can I ask you here, we've been talking about this whole Modi effect. Now, if you compare this to the 2009 Lok Sabha elections, there's a 3% increase. But you compare it to our poll in July, there's a 7% swing. So here's the controversial question, Jay, which I think we should put to our panel as well. Do you think Narendra Modi gets 7% more votes? Let's put that to Sudhanshu Trivedi. Does Raman Singh get 7% more votes compared to July, or Narendra Modi? Because the only difference between July and October is Mr. Modi. Mr. Trivedi.
Actually, whenever you discuss the performance of a political party, there are 4 factors: the leadership, organization, policy, and the performance. If you put all together...
Are you being diplomatic with me?
No, I'm not saying diplomatic. On the basis of performance and policy, Raman Singh has already done very well. As far as the state leadership, the leadership was very much there. The organization was very much in shape. And now we are very much clear on the issue of leadership at center. So from state to center on all those four parameters, BJP is crystal clear. So this may be one of the reasons. That's why we are seeing a 7% jump from
the state assembly results also. That is the bigger question. Because this is one state which has a state assembly election followed by this national figure.
Actually, state assembly elections are broadly fought on
because
state
the
issues.
Is very hopeful with the state results.
Definitely these things will be having an overbearing on the state results, but the state elections are mainly fought on the state issues.
Okay, so let's just look at that pie chart. I want to keep that pie chart on the screen and explain the inference that we are drawing. If I were to track this pie chart, let's put that pie chart up, which we just had on the screen a second back, and that was the vote share pie chart for the state of Chhattisgarh. Let's get it on the graphics, please. And that is telling you a story that the BJP is gaining 1 seat from July, that's 7 to 8. This is at the expense of the Congress, whose tally goes down from 4 to 3. The vote of the Congress party goes down by 2. The BJP improves its vote by 7%. And the reason I'm focusing so much on this is simply because it could tell you a story that in states where there is a Congress-BJP fight, the emergence of Narendra Modi at the national level gives more of a fillip and a transfer of the vote. Do you agree with that? That more people switch to the BJP after Narendra Modi's emergence? Hartosh.
I think that's true, Arnab, but what is equally true, you've already got 3 states where you can look at this.
Yeah.
One is Assam, one is Bihar, you have Chhattisgarh, that the Narendra Modi factor is having an impact in vote shares.
Yeah.
And this may be the real story of the elections, but it is not having the impact the BJP wants in terms of the number of Lok Sabha seats, and this is going to be a crucial factor. No, but these are 3 states where the BJP, it's maybe enough to go ahead and talk about this phenomenon, because this phenomenon will be important in this election. Do these numbers translate into seats?
Yeah. So
is it a wave? That's the question we will have.
So what are you saying here, Navika? Is this, I mean, from what we've limited
amount? It's an improvement. At the moment, no evidence of a wave.
It's an improvement, not a wave.
It's a little breeze, I think.
Congress is not doing very well. Ajit Jogi's faction you have to take Arnab. Here, Ajit Jogi's faction is very important, more than Modi's. Because Ajit Jogi has been totally sidelined by Congress.
No.
Of course, yes. There is a change, but that will also be beneficial for Modi.
Shesh Narayan has been travelling. Shesh Narayan ji has been travelling a lot.
Congress is in Chhattisgarh. After the loss of several leaders, Vidyacharan Shukla and others, they cannot make it up even now.
No, I want to understand what's happening in Chhattisgarh. Do you agree with this assessment that there would be a sharp fillip for the BJP after Modi's emergence at the national level for the Lok Sabha election?
Look, Chhattisgarh is very much focused on the assembly elections. And in assembly elections, that 17 tribal dominated, Naxalite dominated seats, BJP had won 15 last time and Congress had got just 2. Out of 12 Bastar seats, Congress had got 1 and BJP had won 11. So certain things have happened in last couple of days. I think those things will also have to be.
Which are these?
For example, Modi has been Jogi has been contained by the leadership. He's been told, your wife is getting a ticket. This is the story that I wrote.
This is the buzz, the gossip. Yeah.
No, this is story. This is news. And his wife is getting the ticket. Of course, he's an MLA. His son is getting the ticket, and he might be considered. So, if like last time he ensures a defeat of the Congress, then he is nowhere. In case he wins, he helps Congress win, then he has a case. And other most important thing which happened last night, it's yet to come in Hindu website, it's there already. Ramanna has expressed regret on the killing of Nandkumar Patel and his son. And he also apologized.
The Maoist leader.
Yeah, it's there in the paper. So if he decides to make amends, then those 11 seats that went to BJP might shift to the other side.
Right.
Because in Bastar, unless the Maoists decide, nobody can get involved.
Right.
So these realities also have to be considered before we make any observation.